Hello readers and digital people, and welcome back to gpreeds. I am your host, Grant Reeds, and today we are looking into Phobos again. The prologue is finally here, it's finally among us, but oh my gosh, it's going to be a daunting task. Look at this description. I can tell it's already going to have puzzles galore. That's not counting the puzzles in the video, that's just the description, so we're in for quite the ride. Let's get right to it. I think these are Jonathan's shoes. It looks like Jonathan's body type. Jonathan Eldritch. Why is he here though? Did someone tell him to go somewhere? Or is he just thinking, yeah, it's Jonathan. The framework, the cinematography is great, just saying. What's in the suitcase, John? A shovel? How'd you know to dig here, John? Who you've been in contact with, my friend? Someone just buried a clue for you? Excuse me? What the heck's going on here? Do not open until 6/2/20. Say 02? 2022? I'm gonna have to look and see what that said. Sunglasses. What whose glasses those are? Why am I so nervous about this? Bootstrap? Infinity boot... The heck? I'm gonna take a closer look at that too. Excuse me? See some ruins and some Slenderman stuff. YS. Who is YS? YS plus JE. Somebody plus Jonathan Eldritch. We're gonna get into his past relationships or something, aren't we? Okay, quick theory before we get started. YS? With that dash like that? Immediately made me think of Yog-Sothoth. And since Jonathan Eldritch is, you know, an Eldritch being, it would make sense for him to be in love with another Eldritch being, so Yog-Sothoth knows the gate. Yog-Sothoth is the gate. Yog-Sothoth is the key and guardian of the gate. Past, present, and future. We're also experimenting with time travel, so it makes sense to me. All are one in Yog-Sothoth. He knows where the old ones broke through of old, and where they shall break through again. Angels are coming back. He knows where they have tread Earth's fields, and where they shall tread them, and why no one can behold them. Yog-Sothoth is a cosmic entity, an outer god, born of the nameless mist. Do we have a lot to break down? Do we have a lot going forward? What did it say on the front letter? So don't open until something. What date did it have on it? Do not open until 2022. Do not open until 2022. Should be now, which is why we've waited so long. Okay, wait a minute. So this might be something that happened to Jonathan Eldritch back in the 80s. And we're in 2022. We're in nowadays. Trying to figure out and decode what happened then. Or, as we discussed before, time travel. Alright, let's go ahead and decode that message now on the letter. So it shows infinity, and it points to the bootstrap over and over again. What this makes me think of is some kind of time loop. Do y'all know what the Bootstrap Paradox is? This is an article from Time and Time Travel. It's called Time Travel and Bootstrap Paradox Explained. The Bootstrap Paradox is a theoretical paradox of time travel that occurs when an object or piece of information sent back in time becomes trapped within an infinite cause-effect loop in which the item no longer has a discernible point of origin and is said to be uncaused or self-created. It is also known as an ontological paradox, in reference to ontology, a branch of metaphysics dealing with the study of being and existence. The term Bootstrap Paradox is derived from the expression to pull oneself over a fence by one's bootstraps, which indicates performing an impossible or ludicrous task. In this instance, by pulling yourself over a fence by holding onto your bootlaces and tugging upwards. So I definitely think there's time travel involved. So now what I'm thinking is that letter was sent from 2022 to the 80s. Or maybe Jonathan Eldritch is sent from 2022 to the 80s himself, which therefore destroys his point of origin because it exists in the past, so therefore couldn't exist in the future, but it's sent back to the past. Bootstrap Paradox. Alright, now, to decode the thing at the end of the video, this message. So, it is a symbol cipher, but it's not just one set of symbols. I had to pull from the circular alphabet, the line alphabet, the Zodiac alphabet, and from the runic alphabet. But with what I was able to figure out, and with help from Potato King the 7th, we were able to determine that this message says, this Saturday. That's kind of daunting. Alright, then the actual message on the piece of paper here, where it has the glasses pointing down to the text. After receiving this code from Joe, now the way I actually received this was from the Kermit Detective Agency. Thank you all so much for providing this code. I was not able to find it myself. I will go back and try to find it myself, but for the meantime I'm going to go ahead and use that for the sake of this video. By the way, this code right here says, I need you to trust me. But this message translates to, where did this come from? I never owned glasses. So I'm thinking now the glasses themselves are the Bootstrap Paradox item. And it turns out the description was actually a Wenger cipher, but it had multiple keywords, and they were actually right beside the links. It was doing this will not be easy. And it worked on all of them but these two. I can't figure out what the difference is. Can you all help me out? So it decodes to 6 links, and the links have titles. It's doing this will not be easy. Let's start out with doing, and that link gives us this image. Well, for one, this image makes me think that they have Jonathan's eyes scratched out because Jonathan is wearing those glasses, and the other half of the image is scratched out because maybe it's a love interest that we haven't seen yet. That would explain the etching on the piano. Actually, this solve was simpler than you think it would be. It's actually just the alphabet in order. 04 being D, 05 being E, 01 being A, and so on and so forth until it says dead to me. Definitely sounds like an angry ex. This, unfortunately, was unable to be solved, and not only that, if I would have solved it, because all of the text here is capitalized, I wouldn't be able to make it to the drive file. So that one's actually obsolete for now. We may get some other clues to help with that later, but for now, it's impossible. I'm going to leave a link to this file in the description. If you all can solve any more of it and maybe make some sense of it, please let me know in the comments and we'll talk about it later. Alright, next is Will. And Will is this puzzle. I tried everything to solve this, and finally, the most simple thing occurred to me. The most simple solution possible. It's a dang word search. It seems like it's a little bit mixed up, but it seems to read something like, it's not going to be easy to save my friends from the box, or something like that. But that's not the important part. The important part is after doing the word search, the letters that are left reads this. I still have access, my friend. Could this be Polybius talking? And this image is just upside down and sideways. Well, we see the Yog-Sothoth monster. Let's see what it has to say. Phobos' first attempt. Notes. Jonathan needs to be replaced. He's so all over the place. People seem to really like his design. The fan art was neat. It's kind of meta. But it's not going to be tonally fitting. Plus, people will see through it if he starts acting differently. Excuse me? Are they replacing him with another model? But they don't want anybody to know? Anyway. Best to just start from scratch for an announcer. Removing fear was an interesting front/hook, but it became a trope quickly. It's been done. We need to actively work with the players. It'll cut out the middleman. People seem to like an interrupter. For obvious reasons, we can't use Timothy again. Maybe we allow a third party to seem like the secret interloper. I recommend the MR Institute. Gotta mark that name down. ARG elements need to be readjusted. Jonathan used simple ciphers. Timothy used complicated ones. So it's the two. It's the investigator and Jonathan. No median. Let's fix that. If we want to appeal to the widest margin. The 50s are overdone. Have you seen the analog horror out there? 80s VHS is where it's at. Complete aesthetic overhaul is needed. Another note on Jonathan. We can recreate an enforcer with some of Suspect 8's material. Should work fine. final note for now. That Discord server? Let's some people there. If we only give them info that benefits our own cause, they'll work on it regardless. We may even want to consider giving a multipath approach. Let some players choose to join us, and others can try to help Jonathan in vain. Player factions might boost interactions and get us what we need faster. What the heck do these angels need? Holy crap, that just got a lot deeper. The plot thickens, and it thickens to like, from pea soup to peanut butter. Holy crap. Alright, next, B. Cannot do B. It's the same situation as this, and the last one is easy. And easy gives us this very strange image of what looks like a heart and some like blood or something. And there's definitely something written there. So after we flip it and brighten it, it says this. Thanks to Potato King the 7th again, because with his help we were also able to decode this image. It ended up saying this garbled sentence. Then, if we translate it again as a Buford with the keyword arson, doesn't that just make you super comfortable? It translates to awaiting orders. And then this puzzle. Now this wasn't actually in the video, this is something that Justin was sharing around, and Justin, I love you, bud, but did you have to do this? Okay, so this image is super blurry, right? Like, the image itself's not that blurry, but look, there's a little code over there, and it's super blurry, and this is as sharp as I could get it, and I was actually able to get it from that. And when I decoded it, it said blurry hex code. The blurry hex code decode was just blurry hex code. Now I'm worried about the rest of the puzzles. And that just leaves these last two puzzles. Y'all think you can help me out with it? I'd really appreciate your help. Like I said, I've done everything I can to try to figure these out, and I just can't grasp how these two links could be deciphered. All help would really be appreciated. And hey, if we can figure it out, I'll do a follow-up video and thank you, and maybe have you on as a guest if you want to be. And we'll figure that out together and discuss it, because I'm really curious about these clues. I feel like they're going to be really important going forward. I mean, the thing is, I always like to solve the puzzles myself, but if I can't, I'm not above asking for help. So I just want to thank everyone at the Kermit Detective Agency. You all are freaking awesome. Thank you so much for the decodes and helping me with the puzzles. And I mean, I know you were doing them yourself, but I appreciate you all working with me and allowing me to use your work and, you know, work together. Oh, and thank you, Polite Alpacas, for noticing that the words that were not used in the word search were actually the decoded message for us. That was genius. Let's get this done before whatever happens Saturday. And again, I look forward to that. Man, I have never been this deeply nervous and excited at the same time. This is a weird combination, but I'm so ready for it. Welcome to PHOBOS Season 2, everyone. Alright, but until then, love you all, stay safe, and as always, keep your eyes wide open and never stop reading. I'll see you all. Hey, thank you all so much for watching. Now I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my patrons and channel members. Thanks to you, I'm able to do what I love. CNK114, Investigator Zeus, Dobby's Music, Jerry Mullins, Free Spirit Katie, Poof Poof, MC Darfer, Vexus, Agnieszka, Ranny Monster, and Nightmare Luna. Really, thank you so much for everything you do. It means the world to me.